You're sitting across from a man who would kill you without hesitation if he knew who you really are. The room is quiet except for the low hum of an air conditioner set too cold. Metal chair legs scrape faintly against concrete as he leans forward. He slides a phone across the table. The screen lights your face for half a second. A single message is open. We have a leak. Your pulse doesn't change. Your eyes don't move. You've trained them not to. You didn't start here. You started in a room that smelled like disinfectant and recycled air with no windows and no clocks. Just a table, a chair, and a voice that never introduced itself. They asked you simple questions: name, history, attachments, and you answered. Then they removed them. Your name was the first thing to go, replaced by a number you never said out loud. Your past followed, contacts erased, records sealed, digital traces overwritten in under 48 hours. By the third day, even your own reflection felt like someone else's. They measured everything: heart rate under stress, eye movement during deception, reaction time down to milliseconds. Sleep was limited to 4 hours. Meals were timed to exactly 8 minutes. You weren't chosen because you were strong. You were chosen because you could be reduced. Years pass, but they don't feel like years. Promotions aren't announced, they're assigned. One day you're observing, the next you're participating. At first, you pass information, names, locations, patterns, and tell yourself it's harmless. Then, the reports come back incomplete. They ask for more detail, more certainty. You get closer to people, learn how they speak when tired, how they act when they trust someone, and you become that someone. By year 3, you're shaping information. By year 5, the consequences are no longer abstract. You see them in briefings, grainy footage, redacted summaries, and you stop asking for context because context slows you down. Each advancement brings less oversight and more expectation. You operate alone. Mistakes aren't corrected anymore. They're absorbed and never mentioned again. The system doesn't explain itself. It runs on patterns. You learn the unspoken rules. Never ask why, only confirm when. Never write anything that can't be erased in 10 seconds. Never stay in one place longer than 72 hours without a documented reason. There are numbers for everything. Safe houses at 19 degrees Celsius. Communication windows limited to 90 seconds. Financial transfers broken below traceable thresholds. You learn creative compliance. Orders are rarely direct, just objectives with flexible methods. If something goes wrong, the wording protects the system, not you. You file reports that say enough, but never everything. Speak in phrases that can be interpreted 2 ways, and become fluent in omission. Loyalty doesn't exist here, only alignment. Your personal life disappears without conflict. Calls go unanswered, then stop coming. Messages fade into silence. You tell yourself it's necessary because attachments create risk, and risk creates exposure. You sleep in unfamiliar rooms more often than familiar ones. You eat alone. You build trust with people for months and leave without a trace. You don't have a default identity anymore, only versions. By year 7, your real name feels incorrect. When you try to say it quietly, it sounds foreign, so you stop trying. Then the shift happens. Someone starts watching you. Small things, repeated questions, prolonged eye contact, subtle changes in tone. You recognize the pattern immediately, and it points inward. Your reports are reviewed more often. Instructions become less detailed. You're given room to act, but no confirmation of support. Then the assignment arrives. A location, a time, and a name. You recognize the name instantly. You're back in a cold room again, sitting across from someone who trusts you because you built that trust over months. They speak normally, unaware. The same patterns you studied now play out in front of you. A weapon rests within reach. You already understand the decision. If you act, your cover survives. If you hesitate, you become the leak. There's no signal, no countdown, just a moment that either passes or doesn't. You act. The room returns to silence. Later, the reports are filed with precise language. Every detail accounted for, nothing unnecessary included. There's no mention of what was lost. There never is. You realize then that the system was never about protecting truth. Truth creates variables. The system exists to remove them, and you've become one of its tools. Time passes again. More assignments, more controlled outcomes. You notice new recruits entering the system, going through the same reduction, the same silence settling into their expressions. You recognize how quickly hesitation disappears. Then your own exit arrives without announcement. Assignments slow, then stop. You're given a date. Your access ends at a